Oh my lord. Lots to do, and not enough time to do it in. Hello, welcome once again to Stuff and Things, where I like to talk about stuff and occasionally even things. I'm your good friend Bradley, and today is a Sunday Stuff and Things, and on this Sunday Stuff and Things, we have stuff and things to talk about, including upcoming videos, things you can look forward to on Stuff and Things, and working, and the Stuff and Things Patreon. Actually, I forgot to write down the working. Okay, we're going to talk about, for the last time, probably at least for a while, because I know I'm tired of talking about this, and you're probably tired of hearing about this, but we have sort of an update on the YouTube situation. This is kind of going to be where we stand and where we're going to stand going forward, and oh Lord, it's a tough maze to try to navigate, gang, doing the stuff on YouTube, but we're going to get into that. And this should be sort of the final word on what's going on with the YouTube channel and the Patreon stuff. Then of course, we'll get into your questions, comments, and feedback in hashtag #AskStuffandThings. And then we will do the Patreon update and shout outs at the end of the video. So let's get into it. Oh boy, okay, so I've got to drop my car off at the mechanic. I need my rear brakes done very badly. I've needed them done for several weeks now, and I've been putting it off because I never have time. I don't have time during the week to bring my car in and just leave it there because I need my car all week long. And then on the weekends, I'm always doing so many things, so I've got to get it done today. I'm going to drop it off, and then it's going to be raining like crazy. I'm going to have to walk home in the rain, and then hopefully they're not going to call me and tell me that it's going to cost an arm and a leg. Hopefully they can get it done today because I need my car tomorrow as well. So anyway, we'll try to get through this. We'll try to get my car fixed, and then we will reconvene. But I'm gonna have to edit this later after I do my car. But let's get into what you can look forward to on Stuff and Things and working. First of all, this coming week, coming up on the Stuff and Things YouTube channel, we have film versus digital. Why I like to shoot both formats, what I get out of shooting both formats, comparing some of my digital shots to some of my film shots, whether or not you can tell the difference if you're talking about like a black and white conversion in digital versus a black and white photograph, why it matters, why it doesn't matter, just kind of an exploration of that. I think it's interesting. On Patreon only, the week after that, we will be doing archaeology into my pipe cabinet, the cabinet of forgotten pipes. We're going to go through a lot of pipes that I just don't really use all that often, and it's going to be kind of a fun sort of reacquaintance with some of these old pipes. Look forward to that on Patreon. The week after that, on Stuff and Things YouTube, we are doing how I edit my digital photographs. I've had several people ask me what process I go through in Adobe Lightroom to edit my digital photographs that I take with my Fuji X100VI, this little digital kind of point-and-shooty camera. Well, not a point-and-shoot camera, but a fixed lens, kind of rangefinder-ish, fake rangefinder-ish style camera. And I'll show you how I edit my color photographs and my black and white photographs, the digital ones that I take. It's mostly about making it not look like they're edited, making them look as natural as possible. So look forward to that. And then on working episode, I believe 44 is out, Snow and Ice, Not So Nice. The plan is to try to do a working episode every other week. That will or will not happen based on what we're doing, you know, in the job. If we haven't done anything for a week that I think you would find interesting, I might not post a video. It just depends, but we're mostly every other week posting a video on working, and there will be another one coming up soon. But for now, the most recent video is Snow and Ice, Not So Nice. Check out working if you haven't yet. Thank you. Okay, gang, so if you've been keeping up on what's going on lately on my YouTube channel, you will know that my channel was completely demonetized. And again, I don't want to beat a dead horse. I don't want to run this into the ground, but you know, it's going to take a while for us to navigate this and figure out everything that's been going on. My thinking was that YouTube just wants all the pipe stuff off of their platform. And we talked about in weeks past how I'm going to be moving all the pipe stuff onto Patreon. I'm going to slowly start putting old pipe stuff from my YouTube channel on Patreon as well, so we can have collections of those videos so they're not lost to time. But all the stuff that I have been posting on Patreon is still there, obviously. And in the future, all the pipe stuff will be on Patreon, non-pipe stuff on YouTube. But I was trying to write to YouTube partner support. Of course, I've been kicked out of the partner program for now, but I've been trying to write to them to just figure out, could you clarify what I did wrong? Could you tell me specifically what you don't want on your platform so that I will know what I need to get rid of, so that when 3 months passes and I'm apparently allowed to reapply for monetization on my YouTube channel, I will know that I've gotten rid of the things that you don't want on the platform anymore. And I want to also say, a lot of people are like, oh, screw YouTube, screw YouTube. I still love YouTube. I watch YouTube all the time. YouTube is kind of my main thing that I consume as a consumer of media. I don't love the opaqueness of a lot of their policies. I don't like how things have changed as far as just trying to be somebody posting videos on YouTube in the last 10 years. But it's still the main thing I watch. And so I don't want this to seem like this thing like, oh, YouTube. I really like YouTube. I just don't like all their policies all the time. And it's tough to know how to be in compliance with their policies. So I wrote to them. I did my appeal, I believe, and then the appeal was rejected. And I got something back from apparently a human being, supposedly, we'll get into that, that says,
"Hey Bradley, I hope you are safe and well. This is Blank from the YouTube support team. I understand that you need help with monetizing your channel. I know how important this is to you as a creator. I have escalated our case to an internal team to help sort this out."
Then I got another response.
"Thanks for your patience. We have received this response, blah, 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 blah. It is with a heavy heart for me to let you know that your appeal for enabling your channel's monetization has been denied. Monetization on your channel has been disabled because we have found that your channel doesn't comply with our YouTube partner program terms."
And the terms, they say,
"Harmful content. Content containing illegal substances or promoting sales or dangerous acts concerning drugs, alcohol, and tobacco. Learn more."
So it says, as of today, not eligible to monetize, yada, yada, yada. You can reapply in 90 days. So yes, I knew that already. I looked into these supposed community guidelines about harmful content, and I can't find anything that would specifically disallow the kind of videos that I post on YouTube. Obviously, I don't know if it's purposefully vague so that they just have discretion on what they do and don't allow, but there's nothing specific saying that I couldn't post a video reviewing a pipe blend. There's nothing saying that. And yes, it is true that there are thousands of videos of people reviewing different whiskeys, and they put pipe tea and alcohol supposedly in the same bucket, but they don't treat them the same on the platform. So if you're reviewing a small distillery's whiskey, that's fine. But if you're reviewing a pipe blend, apparently that's not fine. So double standard. So I wrote back. "I would like to know if it's possible to speak to someone from YouTube who can help explain these policies and help me to comply with them. I was already not monetizing the videos in which I reviewed pipe tea blends. According to my understanding of YouTube's previous policies, I was following the rules by not trying to monetize those videos. If the rules changed and I was no longer allowed to have those videos on YouTube at all, I wish I could have been warned so I could have removed those videos before my entire channel was demonetized. I would also like to point out that there seem to be a lot of channels on YouTube that review wine and spirits that appear to be monetized. Wouldn't these channels be breaking the same community guidelines that I supposedly broke? Regardless, if YouTube doesn't want any videos having to do with pipe tea on their platform, I will delete those videos from my channel so that I can get monetization back for the hundreds of other videos I posted that have nothing to do with that. But I need someone to explain to me which videos need to go, because the policies are vague and don't seem to be equally enforced. I would also like to speak with someone about having monetization on my channel restored more quickly than the 3-month timeline I was given. I didn't know that I was breaking any rules, and it hardly seems fair for my entire channel to be demonetized for a full 3 months with no warning or guidance on what I need to do to be in compliance with the rules that are vague and ever-changing. I would like to delete the videos that need to go and get monetization restored as soon as possible." The response.
"Thanks for your answer. Know that the answer came from our internal team's strict and thorough review. That is the, quote, someone you are referring to. As much as I would love to give you a positive answer, I'm afraid the decision is upheld. Thanks for your understanding and cooperation."
So they didn't address any of the questions I had, and it seemed like just this weird rote response. So I started thinking, am I just chatting with basically the YouTube equivalent of ChatGPT? Am I just talking to a large language module? So I wrote back and said, "Thank you for your response, but you didn't really address any of the points I raised above or answer any of my questions. In the last email, I wasn't trying to appeal the demonetization. I was asking for answers on how to move forward. Am I interacting with a large language module right now? If so, I'd really like to speak with a human being who can read my previous email and answer my questions.
In my previous email, I explained that the answer came from our internal team's strict and thorough review. That is the someone you are referring to.
So again, repeating that same line.
To add, we share that content containing illegal substances or promoting sales or dangerous acts concerning drugs, alcohol, and tea. As for restoring your monetization quickly, that is not possible. Keep in mind, monetization is a privilege and not an outright thing.
I don't know what that means.
Like many creators who get suspended, appealed, and denied, you need to wait 90 days. You can take the time to analyze your channel with our policies.
So again, completely ignoring what I was saying. Okay, hello, I really need someone who can answer my questions instead of just repeating the same information that doesn't really address my issues. Is there a human being with whom I could speak? These answers seem like they are coming from a large language module and not from a real human. I'm not trying to be difficult, but again, I asked several questions in the email above that haven't been answered or even acknowledged. These policies referred to above are completely vague. I thought I was following them before, and then my channel was demonetized suddenly and without warning. I need a human who works at YouTube to explain to me how to be in compliance with the policies. Please refer my case to someone at YouTube who is able and willing to help. After almost 11 years on the platform, over 55,000 subs and millions of views, I think I deserve a little bit of help.
Your email has been acknowledged and your questions as well. Moreover, your tenure and number of subscribers or views has nothing to do with the violation. You violated, and that is the point why you are demonetized. Bottom line is the appeal was rejected and it is YouTube's discretion to do so. As much as I would love to give you a positive answer, I'm afraid the decision is upheld.
So again, I was not trying to appeal the demonetization. I'm just trying to ask what videos need to go. How have I violated the policy? What is going on? Can you answer any of my questions? So again, I'm not trying to appeal the demonetization. I'm trying to get clarity about the rules and the policies. I have no idea what I did wrong or which videos I need to delete in order for my channel to be considered okay for monetization. My earn page claims the violation was, quote, harmful content containing illegal substances or promoting sales or dangerous acts concerning drugs, alcohol, and tea. None of my content matches that description, but if YouTube thinks it does, I need to know which content needs to be deleted. I have read the policies many times and cannot find an answer to my question. That is why I'm trying to contact YouTube support so that I can get some clarity, and so far none of my questions have been answered. Also, I think that my tenure and subscribers should have a bearing on this situation. I've been an active creator in the YouTube community for over a decade and have always tried to follow the rules. I have earned money for the platform and created traffic to the platform. To be treated like I don't matter and that my issues are below consideration after having devoted so much time and energy to YouTube is really quite unconscionable. Honestly, am I chatting with an AI right now?
I am human and not an AI or bot. Also, your number of subscribers has nothing to do with you being demonetized. It is the violation that caused it. To recap, the appeal was denied. We also explained that the answer came from our internal strict and thorough review. The internal team is the someone you are referring to. We are limited with details.
The same thing over and over again.
I understand your frustration, but please know that we have thoroughly investigated your request, and I'm afraid there is nothing more I can add at this stage.
So again, completely ignoring anything I'm saying, and I'm convinced by this point that I'm speaking to a large language module, that I'm not really speaking to a human being. Okay, it's really hard to believe that I'm interacting with a human when the questions I ask are ignored and every response I've received so far has very little bearing on what I've been saying in my emails. It just seems like these are rote automatic responses, which is why it feels like I'm interacting with the machine, and also why it feels so frustrating. I will reiterate, I am not trying to appeal. I am trying to find someone at YouTube who can help answer my questions. Is there anyone there who can do that? Could I please be referred to someone else with whom I can interact?
I hope you are doing well today. This is Jeffrey, one of the managers from the YouTube Support Experience team, and it has come to my attention that you are still looking for another answer with regards to the suspension of your channel monetization. We know it takes a lot of your time and effort to create great content, and it's normal to be distressed when your channel is demonetized. It appears that this has been addressed by Blank and the rest of the team. Moving forward, while I recognize the desire to get in touch with someone else on YouTube, please refrain from opening any new tickets with our support team, as this will not impact or change future decisions. Allow me to address this once and for all. Your account doesn't meet the requirements for monetization because a large portion of your content violates our YouTube Partner Program policy. Specifically, your channel contains harmful content related to illegal substances or the promotion of dangerous activities involving drugs, alcohol, and tea. As a result, your channel's monetization features have been disabled at this point in time. Given that we have shared all the information that we have on this, I will be concluding our correspondence. Please feel free to reach out if you have any concerns. Jeffrey!
That's it. I am done. I am done with this. There is no way, apparently, to get any sort of actual response from anyone at YouTube. All I want is for someone to say, this is how you violated this policy. Because again, I've read the policy to a T and there is nothing in the policy that anything I've done in my channel should actually be violating. So please, tell me what I violated, tell me which videos have to go, I will get rid of those videos. So it's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna get in touch with anyone at YouTube. So this is what we're gonna do going forward. I'm gonna get rid of every video that has to do with pipe stuff. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna put as many of them as I can on Patreon. And after 3 months, we'll see what happens. It still may not be remonetized. I have no idea. If that's the case, screw it. We'll just deal with it. It is so frustrating. It's basically the definition of talking to a brick wall. And it's funny because if I'm talking to a human, I don't want to get all pissed off and annoyed because I don't want to piss them off. I would like my channel to be in good standing on YouTube. But I'm pretty sure I was talking to a robot, and if that's the case, what's the point in me getting pissed off? Because I'm not speaking to someone who actually cares. I'm not speaking to someone. I'm not speaking to anything at all. So I don't know, it's just completely pointless to even try going through YouTube anymore. And that's where we are. Pipe stuff has to go, and it will start disappearing soon. I hate doing that. There's just such a history of stuff on this channel, all the comments, the interactions I've had with you guys. But all the pipe stuff, new stuff will be posted on Patreon going forward. A lot of the old stuff I'm gonna try to move on to Patreon as much as I have bandwidth for on that platform. That's where we are, gang. Ugh. All right, gang, but now it is time for hashtag askstuffandthings. Remember, if you have a question for me and you would like it answered on the Sunday Stuff and Things, you can tweet at SATBradley with hashtag askstuffandthings, and I will do my best to reply to you. You can leave me messages via Patreon. Go right to the front of the line. Some of the content will only be on Patreon, so that's where you will have to comment on it. You can also leave me questions, comments, and feedback in the comment section of my YouTube videos. You can't hit that super thanks button anymore because it doesn't exist anymore because my channel has been demonetized. But we had feedback from last week's Sunday Stuff and Things. This is from @LogCushbreath. Is that nasty? I don't know. I'm not sure. I hope not. So I was telling the story about getting my beautiful Seahawk sweatshirt back. Love that story. Our minds always try to make sense of a situation, but sometimes we didn't even get close to the actual truth of it. Don't forget, if you have access to your cell, you can use Google Translate quite quickly for those awkward situations where you'd like to say more, but there's a bit of a language barrier. It really comes in handy for street photography. You can get permission if needed, inform people that you're just an artist, not an ICE officer, etc. Yeah, I didn't have my phone on me at the time, and I speak a little Spanish. I speak enough that I could sort of talk to her, but I have used my phone, Google Translate, with a lot of the Ukrainians that I work with. And Google Translate is wrong all the time. A lot of them tell me that when it tells me something in Ukrainian, they're like, no, that's the Russian. It's not the Ukrainian. And so, I don't know. I'm sure it would be fine with Spanish. Next, @NickSnacks850, a lovely story. It's always nice to see that there are still good people going the extra mile without seeking anything in return. Yeah, heartwarming. @Les Brady, our good friend, says, the laundry story got me. Glad there are such sweet people left in the world. Cheers, Bradley. Thank you, Les Brady, sorry. @ScottPrice4813 says, whatever blocking and tacking you have to do because of YouTube, you're very astute and engaging. Patreon may be part of the solution. Can't see the demonetizing. We are talking about a legal product and an adult channel. Yeah, more likely what we are seeing and we'll see more of is that they're picking channels to prune as their business is maturing and their margins are under pressure. Yeah, and that's, we talked about the double standard where basically the policy that they're citing is the same policy that you would think would cover reviews of whiskeys or spirits or wines on YouTube. They don't care about those things. They do care about pipe stuff. So they're not consistently applying this, unless somebody could explain to me from YouTube, but nobody will ever explain to me from YouTube. @It'sMeB says, Patreon is a deal breaker for me. I hope Rumble or some other free service works out for you. Otherwise, I'll wish you all the best. I hate that YouTube is imposing its own wishes on content creators. If they don't change, they're going to pull a Facebook and torpedo themselves. And yeah, no worries if you can't go on Patreon, and I'll still be posting videos here on YouTube. It just won't be the pipe stuff. So that's where we are. Now we have some feedback from McFadin Royal Twist Deluxe. This was a Patreon exclusive, and on Patreon, Groove and Piper said, I really enjoy this blend quite a bit, but it feels a bit dark-fired heavy to me. Yeah, a little. I don't think we will see it again, but McFadin Stockton was a similar blend, but I feel that it had more Virginias, which for me was quite nice. I will definitely miss McFadin. The HH Virginias is on my top 3 to 4 favorite teas I've ever had. Take care, good friend Bradley. I haven't had HH Virginia in a while, but I really did enjoy it. The whole HH line is good stuff, and it sucks that so much of it's going away. We have @JohnDoe saying, would like to see you try HU Director's Cut, similar composition to this. Stay tuned. Might not be Director's Cut, but we're definitely going to be getting into the HU line. Tommy Hale says, I have a tin of it stored away. Not sure when I'll get to it because of how many mason jars I have of my open blends, but I'm excited to crack it open when I get around to it. I think you'll like it. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and that Weberky kind of thing is a nice change of pace for me, someone who likes a lot of vapors most of the time, just Virginia Perique. That little addition of the Dark Fired is nice. All right, gang, but now it is time for the very best part of the show, and that is where we thank our Patreon supporters and give some Patreon updates. First of all, updates on Patreon. We have some blends that will be arriving soon that we're going to be getting into, one of which, McFadin Mixture Scottish Blend, has been requested quite a bit. I'm really looking forward to trying that out. And then I also have HUT's Edward G coming, which seemed very intriguing to me, and I'm really looking forward to checking that out. So those are gonna be Patreon exclusive videos coming up soon. Also, check out the Discord if you are a Patreon member. Make use of that perk of being a Patreon member. Get on the Discord, start talking to all the friendly people on the Stuff and Things Discord. And then the From the Archives episodes are gonna continue to be posting. It's me trying to collate or grab all the old pipe blend reviews from YouTube, which will be disappearing from YouTube, and giving them a place to live on Patreon. And every Thursday on Patreon, we're releasing a new one in the order of in which they were released. So gang, thank you all so much. All the new people, all the great new faces that have been showing up on Patreon. That is the only place you can support me now. There is a link in the description box below if you are interested. But every week we like to shout out those who support the channels at $25 or more a month. The producers of the Stuff and Things show. People like Jason Buckner, Arcturus, Ashes of the Phoenix, Jonathon Proctor, The Friendly Piper, GreatGrol, Glenn, Just Glenn, Les Brady, David Severin, Nicholas James, Kyle Whitmore, and Mr. Gibson. I wonder if it's Mr. Gibson. That'd be cool. And then of course the Maniacs, the crazy people who support the channels at $100 a month. People like Bob Magee and Ryan McFadin. And we'll never forget our Hall of Fame member and dearly departed friend, Peter Straub. Gang, oh my Lord, I have, oh no, I have 10 minutes to get my car to the place where I need to get my brakes fixed, so I have to go now. But thank you so much for watching. Lots more stuff coming up on YouTube, on Patreon. This is where we are. I think we're in a good spot. We're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine. We're all gonna be fine together. But until next time, tell me it again. I've been your good friend, Brady. You've been on to Stuff and Things on a Sunday, Stuff and Things. I'll see you later. Gotta go. My Lord. Talk about cutting it close.